Hey guys, welcome back. W2 here today. Nothing too crazy today. Just a little announcement video, I guess. I wanted to tell you guys about something pretty exciting and talk about something that I'm really proud of is the correct word. You probably know if you're a bit of a gamer. I'm sure you are if you're following this channel. You probably know about HBO's The Last of Us, and plus you did read the title of the video after all. But The Last of Us comes out today at 7 p.m. Mountain. It's like 9 p.m. Eastern or something like that. I'll put the times up on the side. But the first episode comes out tonight. And the first episode, they combined the first two, so it's an hour and a half long. It's like 85 minutes or something like that. And I'm very excited because not only is it sitting at a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 9.8 on IMDb. Very well reviewed. I think the highest reviewed video game adaptation of all time. Definitely the highest live action of all time. But not only is it good, which is what I was mainly worried about because I do love the games, it's also good that it's so good because I'm actually in the show, which is probably part of why it has a 98%. Honestly, they saw my performance in episode 5, and they were just blown away. Oh my, how could this extra be so extra? We got to give this bad boy a 98%. That's correct. I've been hinting at it for months now because it was over a year ago, I think, that maybe not a year ago, but back in March, I believe, is when I first started shooting, and I applied for the role a year before that. So a year and a half ago, I first sent in to try and be part of the show. I was trying to just be an extra, an infected background extra. I've done background work. Before that, I had done background work in one other movie. You might have saw that my video about that, where they cut me, they cut me from the whole movie. As you can see, they're dancing, having an old time. Oh, what was that? Did you guys see that? Did you happen to notice? Who was that handsome gentleman in the background who stole the show? Who was that? Oh, could it be? Is it possible? Who was that guy? I mean, the movie's okay, but I'm really curious about who's this guy in the background with the caveman homunculus sort of facial structure. You can tell it's me. Imagine I'm in the background. Maybe add a blur here. Imagine I'm very blurred, and I'm in the background, and I go, one of these moves. You can tell that's me. See the facial structure. Because they had decided that I just stole the show too much. My performance was so raw that everyone would just focused on the background extra. They'd say, "What is his story?" And then that would just take away from the movie. So I got basically cut from the whole movie except for my 5 head. So if I wasn't such a massive forehead, I wouldn't have ever been in a movie at all. But anyways, I had done that, and so then I applied. Thanks to my girlfriend Hope, the Amar star on Twitch. She got me the sort of the link or whatever, and I applied to be in The Last of Us. Didn't hear anything for like a year, and then got a sort of callback, email, text, whatever it was, and it all sort of started in like March. So you can see this little screenshot is my proof. I'm sure I don't need proof, but background extra. I'm planning and started already a much bigger video, just kind of going over everything because I actually had to go through quite a lot to be in the show because it films away from where I am, about an hour and a half from where I live, which of course isn't that far, but when you're driving there and back and still working your job, and then we were on set for over a week, all night shoots. I'm under NDA, I can't really say too much, and you might think that the show is just redoing the game, it's just a one-to-one, but it's really not. I know spoilers that I could say that aren't from the game, they're purely from the show. You may have saw, if you really are following The Last of Us, you probably know that Neil Druckmann and Craig and all of them were teasing on Twitter and in interviews and stuff the new infected type, the new infected variant, and everyone's sort of taking guesses at it. And it's actually in the episode I'm in, which is pretty cool. So I actually know what the new infected type is, and I've been trying to keep it to myself. I'm trying not to spoil anything, because HBO would kick my door down and Sony's assassins would come and kill me. But like, that's new, and there's also new characters in the show that don't exist in the game, because with the game there isn't really like a villain per se. Like there isn't really like, and for Western audiences, for television, you kind of need like the good, the bad, and the bad. And so there's like a couple new characters that are villains, and I know spoilers are tied in with all that, and on and on and on. I know a lot of stings, I know a lot of stuff. But if you guys have seen the trailers, the episode, and I think it's going to be 2 episodes, that I'm in is actually from the very end of the trailer when the bloater comes out of the ground and there's fire behind him and stuff. That's actually the episode that I'm in. That scene is the scene that I'm in. It was called the cul-de-sac. It was sort of like the name on set for the scene, because they built this huge cul-de-sac of like 7 full-scale houses, all built on this lot in Calgary. And they built like the entire houses, so all the fronts look just like, the set was insane. Like, it's crazy the amount of money they spent on this show. And then they had all these infected, and again, I can't spoil anything, but it's supposed to be one of the highest points of the show, one of the most crazy scenes, the second most sort of extras and actors and everything in a scene of the whole show. And I was really cool to be a part of that. It was shot over a week, like I said, every night, like all night, like really long. As soon as the sun went down until like the sun went up, the entire night we were filming. And it's just the same kind of scenes over and over and over. There's so much choreography. Like I said, it's the scene with the bloater. There's wire work. There's all kinds of stuff. There was like live rounds, gunfire going off, on and on and on. It was very cool. Very excited to see it on the screen. Hopefully I'm in the show, I'm not cut. It's going to be hard to see me. There's a lot of people running around in the background and stuff. Like I said, I was one of the infected. I'm twitching around, I'm running around in the background. We had choreography of like chasing people. Everything I saw on set was, they really wanted it to be right. And I wasn't involved that much, obviously. But even just the people that are like the director and the PAs and Terry Notary and all these people, everything they wanted perfect. All the area we're in, the cul-de-sac, is like perfect. It all looks amazing. The clickers and the like infected and the bloater especially just looks so good. Like, all of it was practical. Like, I'm sure I'm allowed to say stuff like this. This is only high praise. They all looked great. Before I say any more, I should be in. I think it was gonna be episode 5, but since they combined the first 2 episodes, it might be the end of 4 and the beginning of 5, or like the end of 5, beginning of 6. I'm not really sure, but once that episode comes out, I'll make a video. A little circle over my shadow in the background running across. But that one was me. You guys will just have to believe it, because I really don't think you'll be able to see me. It was really dark, and we're in the background, and we're just kind of choreographed like chasing rebels, basically, because like I'm an infected, and this big scene with all the infected is happening, and we're just kind of filling in the mid and background, chasing people around. Though we did do a lot of crossing camera and chasing and stuff like that, and so hopefully I'm good at finding the lens. Hopefully I'm in the dang darn show. But even just being involved and being a part of the show and seeing my name in the credits on an actual Sony PlayStation IP, The Last of Us, not only one of the greatest games of all time, but now one of the greatest shows of all time, if the reviews are to be believed. And all that said, I'm so excited to see it tonight. And I don't know, I might do like episodic reviews. I don't know, would you guys care about that? Probably not. But at least one more talking about the episode I'm in. But I thought I'd just let you guys know. I thought it'd be cool to hear about it, maybe. I've done one other show since then, Fargo, Season 5. So I'm excited for that too, but nothing really compares to The Last of Us. And I didn't get to see Pedro or Bella. I saw Pedro and Bella, like, a ways away, but I didn't, like, interact with them or anything like that. It's not as crazy glamorous as you think it is in your head, but it is still very cool, and it was insane. Like, the amount of money and budget and everything they put into it, and they really wanted everything just right. And I'm very excited to see it. And that's about it. Make sure you watch it tonight at some time, these times over here, on HBO, or if you're in Canada, it's on Crave. And if you're somewhere that doesn't have HBO, it's on the internet. You can find it on the internet. Don't tell anyone I told you that, but it's there somewhere. Anyways, guys, that's about it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel like you guys always do. I'm going to try and be in more shows, you know. I got The Forehead is in a movie. That's pretty good. That's a feature film. That thing won something at the Calgary Film Awards. I don't know. It won an award of some kind. Now I'm in The Last of Us, the greatest video game show ever made. So that's pretty good, you know. And I'm going to be in Fargo, another masterpiece. Just really racking it up, I got to say. Maybe one day I'll get a line. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. A little humble brag. Yeah, I'm in HBO's The Last of Us. Yeah, I could tell you about the new infected type, but the clues would just make you blue. So I won't.